Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
So the liberal trans people from Jubilee did a podcast where they talked. We're reacting to that.
I think we want to debate.
Allegedly.
we.
If you read the comments, you did not win the debate. We read the comments, and we read the comments, and we read reactions comments, and we read our reactions comments. And let me tell you that even the people who didn't like what we had to say, we're still like, yeah, you guys were right, though.
Allegedly,
we are the winners of, a debate called Jubilee Middle Ground, Trans Conservatives versus Trans Liberals.
Well, tell me a little bit more about that, Blossom. What happened this weekend?
Yeah, I think history was kind of made a little bit. Amount of cis people who tuned in to watch trans and non-binary issues. This morning when I looked at the YouTube video at the 21st hour, it had over 447,000 views. It was one of the most intense, controversial conversations, but we're doing it.
Clearly. And then Alex, what happened?
My God, speaking to the mic. You are the host of the podcast, and yet you're like, so how are you doing this week? Oh, thanks.
Andrew the Clown.
Everything's good.
That I do.
Everything's good. You did good? How was things for you?
One thing I wanted, to make sure that people really understand is, as you're watching, this Jubilee episode, there's some history actually between Blair and I. Yeah, Blair actually essentially reposted one of my posts that I'd created. It was an educational post, bullied me, and then blocked me. I didn't even know who she was until months later when somebody told me that she'd done this. But I realized then, I was like, oh, no wonder I had all these hundreds of hate comments come in all of a sudden.
I've seen the videos. This man is lying about everything.
I don't believe any of it.
I don't buy this boat. No,
However, the whole so it came from somewhere. Listen, online bullying comes from nowhere all the time, and just because you think you're special and you can get away with never getting bullied, good fucking luck. You're an online persona. You'll always have shit being thrown. So if you think one person like Blair White's the reason why, no, it's the person you are. Get it straight.
So in this case, might have been one of those times, might have been her. There was history there. And when I got there to the studio, I don't think many of us didn't really know who was going to be on the actual episode. Yeah. So I didn't know Blair was going to be there, but I heard her voice. And the reason I heard her voice is because I heard her say, I'm not here to change my mind about anything. And I was like, oh my God, it's Blair.
Also, another thing that Blair said she didn't say. So if I am to be a person who is completely unbiased and I was to look at this situation while watching this video and then watching Blair's response video and then watching the Jubilee video, I'm going to go with the people that have been lying, who I'm watching lie right now. Mm-hmm. I've been watching Blair for a ton of years, and she's never contradicted herself yet. I might not agree with her on everything, but she's never contradicted herself. These people do it in one breath. I don't know how. It is a talent, but they do it.
Can we talk about the subscriber difference real quick? Blair has at least
a million
subscribers, and they have 623.
Good for them.
I think we all were placed in a position that was unique. I myself, I didn't know that it was going to be Blair. I did study a few different conservative talking points online when I came in to the debate because, that's what you do when you come into a debate. You get talking points.
You weren't placed into a position of anything. You deliberately got into a car, drove there, walked into the building, and sat down. You weren't placed anywhere. Your ass put yourself there. So let's get that right.
When you come into a debate, you get talking points. Quite frankly, I didn't even know the level of her following or her influence. I did recognize her once I saw her on set. It was a really intense set, and some of the participants just came in that space and made us. It was so combative. It didn't feel like we were actually trying to come to a middle ground.
You realize what Shane just said and what Blossom said are very contradicting points. You came in to find the middle ground, but yet you won the debate. Do you understand how those two things cannot coexist? There's a middle ground to be found that you guys completely ignored because you wanted to be right.
the blatant comments that were made, especially towards the two of you, it was really hard to even sit there. It was just all those folks to understand the impact of her language and how it actually affects the system as a whole. That was really hard to kind of be in that space. And a lot of the context and a lot of things were kind of cut off because the way that she was operating in the space, the director had to make rules, which was really interesting to me because somehow, some way, the narrative has been flipped that, we attacked her or we did this, we did that, but none of her actions are really being held accountable, at least on her behalf.
So if a child is in elementary school and they go onto a playground and they get bullied by 3 people and that person stands up for themselves, the 3 bullies are the victims? Excuse me, did we watch the same debate? Because what I saw was y'all fucking ganging up on her. And Jubilee is a more left-leaning platform, and they were already editing that shit to be more for y'all. So.
You don't have victim mentality, okay? When you have victim mentality, you think, I'm a guest here. Blair was given rules. Blair has to follow these rules, and if Blair steps out of line...
Blossom got that rule too, by the way.
So Blair was given those rules because Blair could hurt me. So I can hurt Blair because she's a bully. It's not right, but that's the fucking mindset of these people.
This is the part where I have to say, another danger of allowing people to live in their delusion. 2 people can be in a fight. They both think the other one was the aggressor. Now, one, objectively, if you're watching the fight, you can see one is definitely the dominant, the bully, the one who's beating up on the one person. But in their head, they were being attacked.
And because they get to hold the bully down now and spit in their face and kick them until they feel happy.
Yeah, now who would go to jail? Who would be in the wrong in this situation? Because there is an objective reality and then there is a subjective reality. Your subjective reality does not dictate the reality that is happening. Like when you get a speeding ticket, that's part of reality. Law is a part of reality. Your reality does not dictate the law.
But we held the most power on our end because she's bullied other non-binary people. Some of those people that she's bullied, made videos of or whatever, were also my close friends. And so it was a more personal thing for me. And so getting there to set, like you, I was excited to debate Blair because I knew people that could not stand her. And I knew I would be speaking for a lot of folks that she's harmed. They just may not have the capacity to deal with her, and she's a lot. And when we were all on set, she was so combative, she was so unprofessional, she was so disrespectful. She had an agenda. She wanted to throw off that episode like she did Dr. Phil. She wanted to come on there and be disruptive. She wanted to be this boss or whatever.
Okay, I have watched Blossom on a couple platforms, and it never seems to surprise me, ever. It's always the same thing, dominating the conversation, always talking. The fact of the matter is, the reality of the matter is, always has these...
As a black trans
talking
woman.
points. It's a black trans woman. Always got to bring up the black thing. Even though nobody brings it up, she got to bring it up because it's her card. It's the card that says, I am the victim. Okay, I might be the biggest person in here, but I am the victim. If a fire starts, I'm going to be the last person to leave because everyone's just going to jump over me because I'm so weak and vulnerable. That's a bunch of bullshit. I have watched this person before, Blossom, and what this person is stating happened, didn't. Okay? I'm the type of person that I don't believe people unless I see it. Okay? I don't give a flying who you say you are, how kind you say you are. I don't give a shit. Because what matters is what I see. The fact of the matter is Blossom bullshits and lies all the time. Now, this is why you cannot be friends with people like this, okay?
I would never.
This is why they don't really have any close friends. Definitely not long-term close friends, unless they are just as fucked up as them. But even they cannot be friends with them.
Right.
Because when you have a friend who is living in their own reality and shit happens, their reality is going to be the one that is of the hierarchy. Their reality is going to take over. They're going to be the victim. They're going to shit all over you, shit talk you. They're going to do everything that they do to their enemies. They're going to do it right to you. Because when it comes down to it, fuck their friends, fuck their family, fuck their followers. What matters is me.
It's true.
That's it. That's why they talk about how much they help people. You have to try to convince people of things that you are the most insecure about. And everyone in the room is doing that.
You can see it all over.
They are trying to convince everybody that they are holier than thou, that they won the debate, and yet they are the victims.
They want to convince you they won the debate, which the whole premise was reaching a middle ground and solving. It's not a win-lose. It's understanding. It's not supposed to be a debate like that. It's supposed to be a conversation. And the fact that your egos are so big and you're so narcissistic means that you had to win it, didn't it? Because Blossom needed this. Blossom. Third person. Blossom did. Good for her. Good for Shane. Good for all of them. Enjoy the limelight while you're in it. Because you didn't win. And even, it's not a win-lose, but even if it was, you didn't. You actually made a side, politically, I used to be on Forever Ago, not now, look like shit. And it shows why we're not on that side anymore.
The only people they will be able to convince with their rhetoric are people just as delusional as them. And the thing is, people are waking up to this. People want to live in reality and not be victims because it does nothing in the end.
For anyone.
Not even the person who's crying wolf in the first place.
No, because your life has no meaning because you didn't earn anything and now you're going to...
And people like this will drag you down. You cannot be around people like this unless you are a person like this, but you can't even be like around a person like this if you are a person like this because one is going to lose. Because with them, friendships are not friendships to them. It's a game. There's always going to be a winner and a loser. Anyway, we have to go because damn camera's overheating again. Like and subscribe.
I also have to go to work. It's kind of timing out pretty well today, so...
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe, ring my bell. Dance it out, dance it out. Sugar, 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 sugar.
Medea.
Sugar, sugar.
Medea.
Sugar, sugar.
Medea.
Yeah.
Marcel.